Good morning. This is the weekend update for Buy Sell Short for Saturday, May 11th, and another week, another all new high in the major indices, and we just continue to slowly move higher. The retraces are getting smaller and smaller as each week goes by, and we are starting to see a little bit of that desperation. Looking at the 15-minute chart, we're going to start off here. And if you pay close attention, you see these little wicks. There's a whole bunch of them over the last couple of days. And essentially what we've seen happen over the last couple of days in the market is the market is slowly moving up. And then out of the blue, we get a rush of buying. And the market will pop 50, 60 points. We'll tread water there for a little bit. Then all of a sudden the market will drop 50 points. And what we seen happen on Thursday and Friday was the market would be up 30. Then whoosh, we'd be negative 10, negative 15. Then boom, right after that dip, they'd push us to a new high, typically towards the end of the day. And it seems any sort of dip right now is getting bought. And what we're also seeing, other than the large caps continuing to attract all the money, is they're starting to go after high short interest stocks, and that's why I sent out that list this weekend with a bunch of potential candidates for us to keep an eye on over the next couple of weeks. They're going after large caps. Now they're starting to go after the large cap, small caps, lower priced large cap stocks essentially, and higher priced small cap stocks. We've still yet to see that mania flood into the micro cap stocks, but we've started to see the larger cap stocks really pick up speed over the last few days. And that makes perfect sense. Even though the economy is slowly growing, that kind of environment is great for homegrown stocks and homegrown companies, and those are the companies and stocks that dominate the small cap sector. So we still continue to hear that chatter about tops being in on the market, but we have not seen that mania yet in the micro and small cap stocks. Now, also as a side note, actually let's go look at something here. Technology stocks have really started to pick up steam over the last few days, and there was a time before the last couple of years where technology stocks dominated every single move we saw in the market, and that has not really been the case over the last couple of years, but it seems to start being the case now. And what we're looking at here is a 20-year view of the NASDAQ. And if you go to the website under articles, I posted an article, and actually the first time I've really heard this kind of chatter, that the rally we are in right now is very much like what we saw back in 1995. And during 1995, it was a similar kind of rally. It was a slow, steady 1-2% move up higher. There were no big retraces. I believe the largest retrace seen in the 1995 rally was a 4% retrace. Really a lot like this rally this year, where we're not having any of those 5-10% pullbacks that have been typical over the last 20 years. And as you can see, looking at the chart, 34% move in 1995, and really that just began that massive rally we saw into the 2000 top that we saw. Here we are, inverted head and shoulder breakout here, and it just continues to move higher and higher and higher. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that we continue to look for a decent sized retrace, but we could be looking at something that happened 20 years ago, and we could be in store for some serious upside over the coming year. As the old adage says, don't fight the tape. We've been very frustrated over the last month with the lack of trading opportunities out there, and just the fact that our kind of stocks are not moving. So it's time for us to adapt. Adapt or die is essentially what the market is all about, and that's what we're going to try to do going forward. Looking at the Dow transportation stocks, big pop, little consolidation on Thursday, and then a little bit of a snapback. Volumes kind of died off here, and we could see a pullback, but the extent of that pullback might be 100 points back to the breakout level, the 20-day exponential at 6,200, and that will probably end up being bought up. Dow daily, looking back at past moves higher, I mean, RSI has still not gotten into the nosebleed area, so there's an argument that can be made that, we could just continue to trudge ever slowly higher. As for stock plays, let's jump into some. OTIV. Kind of disappointing, like a lot of the small cap stocks of late. Volume has just died off, and essentially we are just playing a waiting game here right now. Markman hearing this past week, so we're waiting for the judge to say, yes, the trial can continue. And right now we've got this cup and a handle forming. 122 is the big breakout here. And what will probably happen is we'll get news that the judge said the case can continue, and the stock will open up at 135, 140 plus on that kind of news, and we'll have that big breakout. So just a waiting game on this one right now. ANTH gave us a nice little pop on Wednesday. Couldn't break that 59 cents on Thursday or Friday. Got right up and tested that high. So it's just a little bit of a consolidation. And we did get that positive MACD cross. But the volume didn't really explode like we needed to. And it's just more of the same. Just kind of frustrating. What traders are doing right now in this market is they're waiting for big pops or big volume and big pops, and then chasing those moves. The case in point this last week was AFFY. As you can see, big volume come in, they started chasing, and then chasing the stock up 100% plus over the course of 3 days. And that's just what is moving in this market right now. So until we start to see that money flow down and the momentum flow down, we're just going to end up having to look at plays like this, look to jump in the middle of the move, be very nimble, very quick, and jump out. And then, of course, play the sympathy plays that have been doing very, very well over the last couple of days. Now, MCP on... Actually, let me jump into CBRX. CBRX, nice big 6-month range break into earnings. These guys posted profits again, and what do you think the stock did? Dropped 10% because, hey, they posted profits, and the stock ended up selling off. Very, very frustrating. Then we have MCP. MCP reported earnings after hours on Thursday. More losses, but they lost $4 million less than what the market expected, and the volume went to 60 million shares almost, and the stock gained, 40% on the day. But part of the reason for this huge move was a chart break plus high short interest. 35% of the float is short on this one. And if we go back and look at a lot of the big movers over the last week or two, AMD, Radio Shack, Office Depot, stocks like that, high short interest. So what we need to be paying close attention to, and that's why I sent out that list this weekend, is we've got a list of high short interest stocks. We're going to watch the charts. If they get news that can be spun positively, we could be in store for big short squeeze moves. And this is essentially, robot programs seem to be looking for these kind of plays right now. And if the robots are looking for these kind of plays, that means the volume is going to be going to these kind of plays. And that means we have to pay attention to these kinds of plays. We've got some other very nice plays like Mad Cats. Nice big breakout, and then just slow bleed as the volume died off. Looks like it held the uptrend line support on Friday and bounced back. But, if this stock got 3, 4, 5 million shares volume on some sort of news, then we would be looking to jump in. It's just the nature of this market right now. We need to adapt and play the stocks that are moving and the way they're moving, and that's what we're going to be looking at going into this week. Now, not a whole lot of trading alerts out this week. I mean, on Friday, we're playing the momentum, so it's very hard to send email plays out on stocks that we could jump into, and by the time the email hits the inbox, we're already jumping out of it because they popped or they've lost support. MCP exploded on Friday, so we jumped into AVL at $1.05, hit a $1.20, 15% move. Big winner for us on Friday was QRM. Now, this is one we tagged 2 weeks ago when the MCP started its move in the $5 level at 40 cents. This is a 75% gain in 2 weeks, again, on big volume. And on Friday, we jumped into this one again, 54, 55 cents, 65 to 70 cents were our target zones. 70 cents, high of the day, going into the close. What is that? 20% plus gain in a few hours. So kind of hard to send alerts out on some of these because you're almost crossing your fingers hoping the volume will come in. You buy at 54 cents, you could be stopping out at 52 or 51 cents, or you could be selling for a profit at 70 cents. That's just the nature of the market right now. That won't last long. So it's a matter of being patient. This upcoming week, we're going to try some different things. So if you can, come into the chat room. We're going to be playing a lot of stocks. A lot of potential setups out there, but we've got to wait for the volume to come in and the confirmation of the volume. And we actually may have to buy a little bit higher than we're normally used to buying just to make sure that those stocks are ready to go. So that's it for this video. If you've got any questions, shoot me an email, feedback, buysellshort.com. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the chat room. Have a great Mother's Day and have a great weekend. Bye.